What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today we have another big video. I'm going to talk about all the new major movies, TVs coming to theaters and streaming services in December. December is just a few days away. We finally made it to the end of the year. What a year it's been for movies and TV. We got a lot coming up December, over 20 movies and TV shows. Before we get started, make sure you leave a like, it helps out a lot. But let's get to December 1st. Alright, first up on December 1st is May December. This is a new Netflix movie that did play in some limited theaters in November, so I did talk about it there, but it's finally coming out on Netflix on December 1st, and this one's been getting a lot of awards buzz, been getting a lot of good reviews, has Natalie Portman, Julianne Moore, a lot of great people in this movie. And this is a very weird movie, it's kind of like a romance movie, kind of drama, kind of comedy film at the same time. You know, if I were you and you don't like tough subjects, this one is kind of tackling a tough subject. Probably look this one up, watch a trailer. This style is all for me. I just love the style of this trailer. As I said, it's been getting some really rave reviews, probably going to end up in some top 10, top 15. Can't wait to watch it. I'll probably review this one on the channel. Next up on December 1st, we have Renaissance. This is another concert movie, but this is Beyonce, so not Taylor Swift. I'm not even sure. I think Taylor Swift's concert movie is still playing in theaters, maybe near you. So you'll have two concert movies in theaters. Renaissance is coming to theaters. I'm not the biggest fan of Beyonce's albums. Renaissance was pretty good though. Maybe I'll go see this one, depends. But if you're a big Beyonce fan, you can go see this probably in I think it is playing in IMAX, so you can go see this one in IMAX. Next up, we have Silent Light, and this is John Kinnaman's next movie, and this is directed by John Woo. Yep, John Woo is back again with another action movie. This one's going to be pretty interesting though, because the whole film is a silent film. No one's going to be talking in this movie, which is kind of sad for me because I love Joel Kinnaman, especially in the DC movies that he was in, and Kid Cudi's also in this. I wish he was talking in this movie. Kid Cudi's getting some more roles. I like that for him. But I'm really interested in this one because it's all going to come down to the action and the pacing in this one, because if you don't have any talking in your movie, you got to have a fast pace and you got to have some great action to keep your attention. But I think it's gonna be okay to good. John Woo always has some killer action, always has some good camera angles. So we're gonna see with that one. Then we have Candy Cane Lane on Prime Video. I think this is a new Christmas movie for Eddie Murphy. I watched the trailer for this one. It didn't look that special. I mean, I'll still watch it because I try to watch every new release, but I'm probably not gonna review it. Maybe a short review, but it's not gonna be my cup of tea. It's really hard to make a great Christmas movie to me. The Holdovers nailed that aspect, but this one doesn't look very special to me. Godzilla Minus One is also coming on December 1st. This is one I'm really excited for. You know, I saw the first trailer. I wasn't that excited for it because I was still mad that Kong got beat by Godzilla, but still, I'm very excited for this one. I love Godzilla. Godzilla King of Monsters was kind of disappointing, but I loved Gareth Edwards' take on Godzilla. I haven't seen all the Godzilla movies. There's a lot of Godzilla movies if you want to go into this. Well, I'm very excited for this one. This one just looks killer from the trailers I've seen in theaters. I'm going to be seeing an early screening of this one before it officially comes out in IMAX. If you want to go see this one, probably go see it in IMAX because that sound is going to be killer. Just seeing Godzilla on the IMAX screen is going to be so much fun. I've heard a lot of good things for this one. A lot of destruction happens in this one. Probably a lot of people die in this one. I think it's just going to be absolutely insane. Maybe not amazing, but it's going to be insane. Then next up, the last movie we have on December 1st is going to be Dream Scenario. This one's finally going wide. It did hit limited theaters in November, so if you saw it in November, good for you, but we finally get it wide in December. I'm very excited for this one. It's getting a lot of big reviews. People are saying it's Nicolas Cage's best movie of the year, which is kind of funny because he's had 6 movies this year. I swear I've seen 4 movies with him in this year. I really can give him credit because he works hard. He works on all these smaller movies to get people more money, so good for him. But I just find it funny how, he has one great movie this year. This one's taken on some insane themes of dreams and all that. People are saying it's pretty funny, so I cannot wait to see this one. Nicolas Cage, he needs some better roles, and this is finally one for him. Alright, coming out on December 8th is The Boy and the Heron is finally going wide. This premiered at some fall film festivals like New York and all that, so you might have saw it over there, but this is finally coming out wide for everyone. The sub and dub versions. Cannot wait to hear the cast in this one. I'll be seeing this one early, so I'll probably have an early review of this one before the actual release date, but I cannot wait. Hayao Miyazaki is such a great filmmaker. His direction, all of his animated films, is just so spectacular. I cannot wait. He said this was going to be his last one, but now he didn't say that anymore. He's not retiring anymore. He's going to keep making more after this one. But this is probably going to feel like a final film for him. People have said this one, is great, but it tackles too many things. Kind of more divisive for him, but I've seen a lot of great things for this one. I think the voice cast, especially the dub cast, is absolutely insane. Animation is, of course, off the charts. I think it's just going to be a mind-blowing movie to watch on IMAX. It's going to be my first Miyazaki movie in theaters and in IMAX, so I can't wait. I might do a Miyazaki ranking video, but I haven't seen a lot of his films. I'm still trying to watch them all. There's I think 8 more I haven't seen from him, but I really do like a lot of his other movies. Next up on that day, we have Eileen hitting wide release. This is like a drama mystery thriller movie. I haven't seen the trailer for this one, but it does have Anne Hathaway and Thomasin McKenzie from The Last Night in Soho, so that's a pretty good cast. But I've heard kind of mixed things for this one, because I think this one did premiere at Sundance, if I'm correct. Sundance was a long time ago, so this one did get reviews out for a long time ago, so I did hear it's kind of mixed. But I'm kind of interested to see it with that cast. The cast is pretty good for this one. Next up, we have Leave the World Behind, which this is a new Netflix movie. I think this is based off a book too. It has a pretty stacked cast. You have Julia Roberts, Ethan Hawke, Kevin Bacon, Mahershala Ali, a lot of great people in this one. But sadly, I have heard some bad things about this one. So probably keep an open mind when you're going to go watch this. Netflix has got a lot of releases this month. This one's probably going to be their worst. I looked at the runtime too. If this is right, it's about 2.5 hours. That's pretty long for a mystery movie, and I don't really know how it's going to work out. I haven't read the book. I don't think I've talked to anyone who's read the book, so it's kind of like a mystery for me, this whole movie. But I'll still watch it because that cast is really stacked. Also on that day, we have Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Cabin Fever coming to Disney Plus. This is another animated film of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books. You had the first two, now you have the third one, or this is the fourth one. I don't really remember because I haven't watched them all. I might watch this one. It really just comes down to if I have the time for it. I just don't really care about the animated films. I just love the classics. The first two classic Diary of a Wimpy Kid films. They're my favorites. But Poor Things is also coming out December 8th, but I've just learned that this is going to be a limited release date. They're not going wide with it, which is kind of disappointing because I know they have a lot of hype for this movie. I've been saying this one's getting the most fantastic reviews of the year alongside Oppenheimer and Killers of the Flower Moon. I don't know why they're going with a limited release. They should just release it wide, just like Oppenheimer and Killers of the Flower Moon did. They got a lot of money for that. So I think Poor Things is kind of making a bad decision there. I probably won't be able to see it limited because my theater isn't really in that limited department. I'll have to wait for the wide release, which we'll get to, but December 8th is looking pretty stacked. All right, on December 15th, it's another stacked day. As I said, December is huge. We have Wonka coming out on this day. I'm very excited for this movie. Timothée Chalamet is one of my favorite actors right now. And I do kind of feel like the visual style is kind of lacking in some moments, but then some moments it's amazing. It's kind of weird how the visual style is kind of, it's kind of different throughout the film. We'll have to see how that makes sense and all that. I think the cast looks pretty good. I'm very excited to see how the musical numbers land because we haven't seen any of the musical numbers in the trailers. Sure, we've seen them dance a little bit, but we haven't heard any singing. So I'm interested in that. Hugh Grant as the Oompa Loompa is pretty interesting. But, it was funny for me. Some of those parts in the trailer were funny for me. And it's director of the Paddington movies, so there's going to be good parts in here. I think it's going to be at least a good film to a great film. Hopefully it's not bad. But I'm looking forward to this one. Then we have The Zone of Interest, which is going for a limited release here. It's another international film going for some Oscar chances for this one. Very excited for this one. I haven't seen the trailer, but the poster that I'll put up is really magnificent. I love that poster. So simple, but so haunting. I can't wait for this one. And next up, we have Jack Reacher Season 2 starts on Prime Video. I've heard amazing things about this show, but I have not seen Season 1. I've just been so busy with other stuff, all the other movies and stuff. I really need to get on Season 1 because people have said it's really great. Season 2, I did watch the trailer, even though I haven't seen Season 1. The trailer for Season 2 looks really good. I'll really have to get on this show sometime. Maybe I'll have to wait until it's all out to binge, but I really think this show, it looks really awesome. Then we have The Family Plan coming to Apple TV+. It's another family, action movie. I think this one stars Mark Wahlberg. I didn't really care to check out the trailer. I'll check out the movie when it comes out, but the trailer I just didn't care to check out. Mark Wahlberg films are really hit and miss these days, so I don't know if it's going to be good. Then we have the last one is Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget going to Netflix. We finally have the sequel to Chicken Run. This one looks really good. The cast is pretty good in this one. Animation looks like really stepped up from the first one because it's been I don't know how many years it's been. I think it's been over 10 years since the first movie. People have saying this one's pretty good, has a chance to get an Oscar nomination for Best Animated Feature. Maybe it will. I'm hoping it does, but I'm actually very excited for this one because I watched the first Chicken Run not too long ago. Maybe I've seen it years back, but I watched it for the first time. It feels like just a month ago, and it was a really good story. Flew by fast, and some really good claymation on that one. And the only movie we have on December 20th is Maestro, coming to Netflix. Finally, it got played in limited theaters in November. I didn't have a chance to go see it, but it's finally coming to Netflix. This one's been getting talked about a lot. Bradley Cooper is finally going. He's trying to get an Oscar, and he's trying to change his look up for this one. And we have Carey Mulligan going for an Oscar. A lot of great stuff happening. Bradley Cooper is also directing. The scenes I've seen from this one on talk shows look absolutely brilliant. I love the style of this movie, but I'm not sure because I didn't like Tar. Tar was about a composer, and I really hated Tar from last year. I think Tar came out last year, so I don't know if this one's going to hit the same. It really depends on the pacing and direction for me, because, you know, a movie about a composer could be really cool or could be really boring for me, which is Tar. I sadly didn't like it. A lot of other people did. A lot of people are liking Maestro. Some people aren't liking it as much as others, but people are really campaigning for Bradley Cooper. So it's going to be interesting how that Oscar race is going to play out with those two. And on December 22nd, we have our biggest day of the month. I think this is like the biggest day of the year. We have almost, I think, 8 or 10 releases here. This is an absolutely breathtaking day of movies. I think they're releasing a lot of movies this day to capitalize on like the 5-day weekend for Christmas, all that. I think that's what they're going for, the holiday weekend box office. But that's a lot of movies, a lot of different movies. But by the time Christmas rolls around, you're going to have a lot of different options to go to. I really recommend getting, Regal Unlimited or the AMC Plus Premium, membership, because you can see like unlimited movies or 3 movies a week with like only like a $25 payment a month. If you want to go see a lot of movies, get those memberships. You'll be saving yourself so much money. It's really worth it. I've had Regal Unlimited for like 2 years now. So good, save so much money. But Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is the first movie we're going to talk about for December 22nd. The first Aquaman I have a lot of fun with. I think it's pretty good. The visual style is amazing. James Wan knows how to direct this big, insane action blockbuster. This one, though, has a lot of controversy because Amber Heard and all that. I mean, I'm kind of done with this Amber Heard and Johnny Depp drama. I don't really care. If Amber Heard's in the movie, fine. I don't care. If she's good in it, fine. She's good. I don't care about it anymore. But I'm just excited because, I was like, I don't really care. It's the end of the DCU, but the trailers have actually gotten me pretty excited. It's a very colorful movie, a very, visual style kind of movie. I think it's going to be very cool to see this one in 3D, and I'm just excited to see Black Manta back again, full power, just going for some awesome kills. Black Manta is going to be so cool. One of my favorite characters from the first one, Jason Momoa, looks like he's having a great time again. I cannot wait. It's going to be fun, but it's kind of interesting how it just doesn't matter anymore because the DCU has ended. If there's a post-credit scene, that'll be so funny because there would be no point for that, but I cannot wait for this one. And then what I've been waiting for the whole entire year is Poor Things finally coming out, wide release, December 22nd. I don't know how I'm going to fit all these movies into one day and get all these reviews out for you, but I'm going to try my hardest. Poor Things is the one I'm looking forward to the most. Emma Stone going for that second Oscar. Yorgos is just becoming one of my favorite directors. The visual style of this movie is insane. Trailer looks great, especially the newest trailer. People are saying this is the funniest movie of the year, has the most sex in the year. I don't think that's much to brag about, but people are saying it's the horniest movie of the year, which is interesting because Saltburn was the horniest movie of the year. For me, maybe this will be the new one. It's a funny, ranking we got there, but Poor Things, it's going to be a breathtaking one. Then we have Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire. A really long title, didn't have to be that long. Finally coming to Netflix, Zack Snyder's newest movie in this Rebel Moon franchise. They got a lot of stuff planned for Rebel Moon. They got a part 2. They got a game. They got an anime, I think, coming out for this one. They really are expanding for this universe, so they're hoping for good reviews on this one. I'm hoping it's great. The trailers have got me thinking, oh wow, it's great. Then we got me thinking, oh no, it doesn't look great, because some of the visuals in here look a little too fake for me. Like the rendering, like it looks like the rendering hasn't been finished. Maybe that's the VFX or the green screen, but some of that just looks a little weird. Happy to see all these underrated actors get a big chance to shine in this huge movie, though. I think it's gonna be good, but I'm a little worried for that visual style. Then we have All of Us Strangers, which is another romance movie with Andrew Scott and Paul Mescal, and Claire Foy is also in this one. Pretty good cast in here, pretty good trio. I saw the trailer for the first time in theaters, and it looks pretty breathtaking. I love the story that they're going with. Kind of looks pretty depressing though, but sometimes depressing movies can work a lot for me. But a romance factor, this one is pretty interesting. I've been hearing some great things on this one. I think it has a 90 or higher on Metacritic. This and Poor Things have like the highest score on Metacritic for movies this year. So interesting. I think Andrew Scott might be getting nominated for an Oscar. I'll have to check my rankings and all that. My rankings for that. I will be doing an updated Oscar prediction video by the end of the year in December, after I see all these, large releases. But All of Us Strangers, I think it's going to be pretty weak at the box office, but I think it's going to do very well with reviews and audience. Then we have American Fiction, which is Jeffrey Wright's newest film. It's going to be a comedy. And if you haven't seen the trailer for this one, you got to check it out because the trailer is hilarious. This could end up being the funniest movie of the year. It's won some audience awards at some film festivals. I think it's going to get in for Best Picture. And Jeffrey Wright could get in for Best Actor. It's going to be like the surprise of the year. No one thought this movie was going to, win all these awards or even get close to getting nominated for Best Picture. But it's just surprising everyone at the fall festivals. I was surprised with the big reviews for this one. Jeffrey Wright, though, is finally coming in, doing a big movie, getting his big role. But as I said, that trailer, it just looks hilarious. I think a lot of people will like this one. It might not make a lot of money, but I think this one's going to be a big crowd pleaser for every single person across the world because it looks so goddamn funny. Then we have a movie that doesn't look that funny, which is Anyone But You. This is the new rom-com with Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell, and just the marketing for this one has just been so lackluster. I'm interested to see it because I want to know if it's going to be that bad. Like, you get some of the hottest actors right now, like literally speaking and figuratively speaking, and you put them in this rom-com, you think it's going to be so great, but the writing and the direction looks so weak, and it just looks so fake, just like a commercial. I don't know. The trailer looks okay, but the marketing campaign for this one has been so odd and just all over the place. I don't know if it's going to be good. Like, you have some great actors here, Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell. I don't know. It could be good, but I'm just I think it's just going to get lost in the mix of all these other great movies. Then we have Migration, another Illumination film coming out this year. This one has a pretty good cast. We got Elizabeth Banks, Awkwafina, Danny DeVito, and even more people. But the trailer's not really doing much for me. There's been a lot of trailers being played in theaters, so maybe they're going to get a lot of kids for this one. Illumination movies always do pretty well. I haven't heard a lot of chatter online for this one, but kids movies really don't have a lot of online chatter. It's more of just the general audience going to see this one. It's about ducks going into like the main world, migrating and all that, and they're faced with a lot of challenges. That's all I really know about that one from the trailer. Sorry, I don't really remember a lot from the trailer. Animation looks pretty good. Maybe it's going to be fine, but it just looks like another animation middle of the road type of movie. Then we have the last movie, December 22nd, which is The Iron Claw. This is the true story about the wrestling, big wrestling family that had a lot of tragedy with this big drama movie. This is Zac Efron, Jeremy Allen White, Harrison Dickinson. A lot of great people in this movie. I cannot wait for this one. It just did screen and have its, I think, world premiere just a couple weeks ago. People have been raving about it, and a lot of great movies are releasing in December. Don't miss out on these. But this one just looks great. It's cool to see Zac Efron back in a big role. Lily James is also in this too. She's really underrated. I think she's great. But Zac Efron's going to be the main talk around this movie because he hasn't been in a role this big in a long time. This is from A24. I think this one's going to be really big for theaters. I think audiences are going to flock out to this one, which is good because A24 is in really dire need of another hit. Then December 25th is finally Christmas. A lot of people go out to see movies. I go out to see movies sometimes on Christmas, and it's a big movie. It's a big year for movies on Christmas. As I said, we have all the December 22nd movies, all the ones that come before that, and then we have a December 25th, more movies coming out this day. So you're gonna have like 10 to 12 options on Christmas. So good luck trying to fit all these movies on Christmas. The first one we're gonna talk about is The Boys in the Boat. This is another true story, and this one has a pretty good cast. We got Joel Edgerton here, Callum Turner, and Sam Strike. Pretty good cast on this one. The trailer looks pretty good. I don't really know too much about the story except from the trailer, so I'm actually looking forward to this one a decent bit, but look for the trailer on this one. It hasn't been played in theaters, the trailer, so you're gonna have to look online for that one. It's probably gonna go under the radar, but I'm pretty interested in this one. Then we have The Color Purple. This is the big remake of the original Color Purple, which I haven't seen. Maybe I'll see it, but I don't really think it's really needed to see it. Big musical movie. If you've seen the trailers, there's a lot of musical acts in this movie. Style of it, cinematography, set design, costume design, just look out of this world. Probably going to get a couple Oscar nominations for acting too, because you got Fantasia Barrino, Taraji P. Henson, Danielle Brooks, Coma Domingo, A lot of great people in this one. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of musicals. It really takes a big musical to really win me over, like a movie like La La Land and all that. So it's gonna be interesting. I like to have a musical have some story elements to it too. But I mean, I'm gonna see it. People are saying it's a big crowd pleaser. People are applauding in the press screening, so I'm excited for it. But the last movie of December is coming on Christmas. As I said, it's Ferrari. Adam Driver is back, and Michael Mann is back. This one is a true story again. We have a lot of true stories coming this month, and this one sadly hasn't been getting the best reviews. It's pretty divisive for a Michael Mann movie. Adam Driver, he's trying his best to get an Oscar, but this isn't going to do it for him. He really just needs to go for a smaller movie to try to get an Oscar. This one looks okay from the trailer. Actually, maybe not okay. It looks good from the trailer. I love the style, the sound design, the editing looks good. I'm happy to see Shailene Woodley in this one. Patrick Dempsey's also in this one. Penelope Cruz. Maybe it might get some supporting role, nominations, but I don't really expect too many nominations for this one outside of like sound design and maybe editing. So I'm actually pretty excited for this one. But if it disappoints me, I won't be surprised. But that's all the new movie and TV shows coming out December 2023. We're almost at the end of the year, as I said, just this last month to go. And this could be a really big month for movies quality-wise, but also box office-wise. Very excited for this one. Let me know down in the comments which movies are you excited for in December. And make sure you leave a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. Very excited to hit that number. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.